another episode of the Miami Comedy Podcast. Firefighters there says the new videos are dope, bro. Well, first of all, thank you all for the support on the brand new content that is Miami Comedy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I had to take a break from the live streams. I think it's been 3 weeks, but I am live again. My coaching call is postponed for today, and so I decided to go live. Use the time productively to go live and talk to the people of Miami and say what's up. By the way, for the people on Instagram, the last video I did, the audio wasn't coming in. Are you guys getting the pro quality HD audio? I want to make sure this thing works. So reach out to me on the chat. Let me know. Can you hear this quality? Does this sound like an HD audio input for you guys? Firefighters there says, you still got that little job? Yeah. You still got that little business? You still got that little job? Some of the content that I've seen on Reels, you hear static? Yes, sir. Well, I think it's just you, Curse and Blessings. I hope it's just you. HD. All right, great. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, so first of all, let's give the intro here for the people over on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Facebook. What's up? Here's the intro. Bam! Oh, man. You know, I've had an itch to do this podcast for a while now to make the return. I said to myself, I'm not really the kind of guy to take this long not podcasting. I got to go live. I got to talk to the 3 people out there. They're waiting for me. And I don't know. I wake up in the mornings and I tell myself, after I do this reel, will I have enough creative energy to talk to people online and do this podcast? Here's the thing about creating online. If you're really serious about creating online, you're going to quickly realize that it becomes a job. Unless you're those kinds of people that you can do a TikTok in your car during your lunch break, and you do that every day, who knows, you might be consistent with it. But for a guy like me that has this garage studio and does comedy full-time, plus some digital marketing, plus coaching, you got to make the time to get out there and pull your phone out and be like, all right, what am I going to talk about today? And then you hit record and you hope for the best. What's great, what I've learned so far these past few weeks doing reels every day is the awareness of how cool the system is for people to generate content that everyone can enjoy. See, this is what I figured out. If you create original content, that's great, but original content doesn't really get that popular. I hate to say it. I'm sorry. It's when you start getting something that's trending, you add your flavor to it, that's when people kind of pay more attention to. And so me as a comedian over the years, I always enjoyed writing original content for you guys. I like doing the Twitter updates. I like doing podcasts like these. I like writing, funny blogs or making a funny video on YouTube. But I've realized it's a lot easier to kind of just like see what's trending and then just make it funny. It's a big time saver, but at the same time, you also got to get the creative juices going to do it consistently, because it's almost like you're gambling every day when you create a reel or a TikTok. It's like, all right, this audio is trending. This video template is trending. What can I do? And you don't want to be the kind of person that gets those 2 things and then just does the exact same thing of what 99% of all the other people are doing with it. And the unfortunate part is that you can do the exact same thing that went viral and you'll still get some sort of traction, because it's like, oh, look, the same thing, but by a different person kind of thing. So what I like doing is I like getting the audio and the template and then just making it into a story. That's one of the things that I've learned. User says, best dark humor jokes. Thanks. I mean, I try to avoid the dark humor these days. When I first started doing comedy, me and dark humor went hand in hand. But you kind of grow up and you realize life is going to be okay. But every once in a while, you got to throw in a little dark humor. You know what I mean? Make it, you just bring that shadow back to remind the people that, yeah, I used to live this life. I used to be a downer. Huh? And I used to make fun of the fact that I was a downer. What are you going to do about it? Did I ruin your day? Good. So creating TikToks, creating reels, they're a lot of fun. I'm glad that I got on the bandwagon. It took me a while, but now that I figured it out, now that I know how to edit, and now that I know how to use it, I'm excited. I'm excited to wake up every day and to be the face of my own meme creations. That's one thing I really enjoy, the fact that I no longer have to scour the web. When you kind of get the rhythm of creating these video clips, you no longer have to go out and find the right photo or video clip to make the meme or the comedy. You could be the meme yourself. You just wake up and you say, there's a story in your head. How can I say that story and I'm the main character? And you can act it out better than the meme can. You can make the story better than the meme can be. And so you kind of just let yourself roam free with your own creativity to make this stuff. And I enjoy it. So every day I wake up, I listen to what's trending, and then I put my own little twist to it, and people enjoy it. So it's a win-win for everybody. All right, there you go. It is a full-time job, though. There's so much tricks to it. You know what the real trick is, though, Edward? The real trick is creativity. You got to be very creative, and you got to be aware of how to make it work in your favor. That's one thing. I've been studying creativity for like 2 years now, and I just started putting creativity to use on these reels, where you mix and match. You get yourself a nice little, context of like, all right, what is this going to be about? And then you stay in that context and you try to remix it as much as you can until something funny comes out of it. There's a little bit of writing involved when it comes to creating reels and TikToks. Some people can do it very easily where it's like, I'm just going to pretend. So let's say, for example, like there's one that I try to avoid doing this one, but there's a way to do a reel or a TikTok where you get a funny audio and all you've got to do is pretend that you're listening to the audio. And there's also another one where you can put the original video side by side with your reaction. Those are a little, unoriginal in my opinion, but they still get a lot of traction online. Like people just like seeing, it's like, oh, now I got this digital stranger to see this funny video with. Or like if there's an audio and then you're just staring like while the audio's playing, so you just pretend that you're seeing the person doing the whatever. If you really want to create some original content around the Reels, TikToks trends, I say creativity is your biggest bet. Like try to come up with something in your head, a story, a climax of something, or try to use like wordplay. Like if there's a certain word that was said in the audio clip, you can then try to make it seem like it's something else. There's a lot of ways to do it, and it's a lot of fun when you have the time to do it. And then every day I have, the first thing I do when I wake up as a habit is I start working on my content, because the whole motto, for those that don't know, the whole motto of Miami Comedy is so that we can laugh every day. I mean, I even got it here on a neon sign, laugh every day, to remind myself that that's right, I was put in this world to do that and to have other people do that with me. So the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is of course I got to do all the things that a normal person does. I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to drink water. I hit the gym. Okay. And I come home, I put on my suit and tie, and I say to myself, it's time to put something funny on the internet. I got to punch in and do this thing for the people. And in the beginning, trying to get the groove of it all can be a little difficult because you're not accustomed to it. But then over time, it kind of just comes naturally once you kind of get it. But here's the thing that I'm worried about. I'm going on vacation. Well, I wouldn't say vacation. I'm going to go network over in Austin, Texas. I'm going to go see what the comedy scene is like for my project called Comedy Networking. I'm going to Austin, Texas, and I'm going to start meeting comedians and seeing their comedy rooms. And I feel as if that week that I'm gone, I'm going to lose the rhythm. I hope not, but I'm worried that eventually there's going to be a point in time where I'm just so busy during the mornings that I can't do the TikToks in the studio or the reels. And then I have to stop for a little while. And then when I try to do it, I got to find the groove again. It can be a little rough, a little difficult, right? I've done it many times where it's like I'm working on something, I'm doing a great job, and then I mess it all up and I don't do it anymore. And I'm like, damn it. Now I got to find the rhythm again. So right now I'm in the rhythm. Right now it's easy. Right now I just wake up. I see what's trending. I see the filters. Bam, 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 bam. Put it all together. 5 minutes. Great clip. Edit it. But sometimes, you got to like scroll endlessly to find, oh, I'm not getting any ideas right now. This sucks, right? Where'd you learn to edit or self-taught? Self-taught. So when it comes to video editing, I think the most important thing you can do is just make sure it doesn't look messy. Because some great films were... Did you guys know that great films were made with just Scotch tape and film? There's people out there from like the 1930s that would make these classics, and then they would just peel out the film from the camera and then just be like, okay, I want these two parts to go together, and they just tape it. It's the same thing with the Reels and the TikToks and all that, and YouTube. You just find two or three pieces that go together well, and you got to make sure you tell the story, right? So you got to get different angles, different perspectives, and then you just piece it together, and then bam, you got yourself a TikTok. And a lot of tools online are kind of like hooking us up as creators to make this stuff. You know which one I like? Edward, check out VN. All right. Go on the apps, the little blue with the little pencils and the A that looks like an A, and look up just the letter VN. Check out that editing tool. It's really good, and it's free, which is weird. Anytime something is really good and it's free, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are you going through my nudes? Allow access to all photos. No. You a free app. Okay? The payment is your nudes. Give us access. I'm not falling for it. You got my sex tapes all out. Yeah, that's the one. Right? Sex tapes all out on the internet. I don't even have an OnlyFans. So yeah, that's what I've been doing recently, and I miss the live streaming. I'm glad I'm back. I think I'm back. Maybe this is just a way of saying it's going to be a while before I come back. Another reason as to why I took a break on the live streams is because apart from writing the reels every day and trying to make that into a habit, I also went to Ohio recently. And I kind of lost my groove for the live streams then. And then now I'm going to Austin to finish up this networking project that I've got going on. So I'm taking trips now. In the middle of this monkeypox epidemic. No, it's not. Don't listen to the news, guys, all right? Only 100 people got it, and they're already talking about it? Well, how many people got other STDs? A lot more than the people got monkeypox. Why even bother mentioning it? Because we're trying to stimulate the economy. Don't you guys think, I'm not going to get into it because then I get erased magically? Not going to get into it. But I'm glad that we're all questioning media. Let's just leave it at that, all right? And the fact that it's called monkeypox. I haven't written any jokes about this, even though the name itself is hilarious, because I don't want to start spreading, no pun intended, fear or concern for something that is not necessary. You know what I mean? There's so many people are concerning over things that are just not necessary, and it's a little bothersome. You know what concerns me every morning, and I don't talk about it? These last 2 months in the markets, for the first time ever, I've lost so much money. I was like, oh, now I know how it feels. People in the 1920s, people in 2008, when the stock market started going down, and you're just thinking to yourself, my life is going down the drain, and I'm just here writing reels and TikToks? Well, at least we know how to entertain ourselves now. While the economy was going through a bust. Huh? Manny is the media. You're damn right. You come to the Miami Comedy Podcast, you hang out with 3 other people, and we just talk what we talk about, whatever it may be. From keeping yourself indoors and avoiding economic disaster, making TikToks and Instagram reels. There's my advice for the day, guys. Don't pay attention to the news. Instead, put some funny stuff on TikTok. You see, back in the day, when people had to go through a pandemic, or if people had to go through an economic downturn, you know, they had to die. They had to either kill themselves or expose themselves to the pandemic. Us, our generation, we're indoors seeing what's trending. We keep ourselves entertained. And then, you know, when our grandchildren, Granddad, what was it like to go through a pandemic and an economic downturn? Oh, I was waking up every morning writing comedy. I was indoors, just stressed out, wondering when my next meal was going to come. And then it finally came. Uber Eats knocked on my door. I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh, having too much fun with this. All right, let's keep it going. So one of the reasons I got into TikToks and Reels is, you know what else I got to give a shout out to? I got to give a shout out to YouTube Shorts. I'm on there too. I'm on YouTube Shorts. So the multiverse is one of those words, you know, rolling around on the internet, right? And I recently saw the movie, which I recommend you guys see. It's a really good movie. It's called Everywhere All at Once. Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's one of those indie films by A24. I think that's the film company. And it's about a family that goes through any turmoil that another family might go through, but then they touch into their different versions that live in different universes. And, you know, if you haven't seen that movie, just think of the new Doctor Strange movie or any of the Marvel movies that talk about the multiverse, which is you go through different universes and there's different versions of you in those universes, and they're slightly different or something better or something lesser, whatever. And I was thinking about how there's so many cities called Miami all over the world, and how funny it would be if there were different Scarfaces in these different Miami locations. For example, you know, like I think there was like a Miami in Canada, you know, and they say hello to my little friend, and you know, it's a little baby moose or something. I don't know. I was talking about the multiverse, and then I thought to myself, you know, when you do TikTok reels, let's call it TikTok reels. When you do TikTok reels, you're pretty much just acting out different versions of yourself, and you could be the character in all of them. And it's a lot of fun to do that, to pretend to be someone else, even if it's just for like 6 seconds. So that's another motivation as to why I really got into this sort of comedy writing online. And it's so much easier to put a joke on the internet. Another thing that I really enjoy about TikTok Reels is that the algorithms behind it allows there to be more distribution, and it allows you to reach a wider audience, because the platforms, they're now just like, all right, if you're bored, just watch these 5-second videos and just go down the rabbit hole, and then eventually they'll send another person your creation to see, and they're not necessarily part of your list. So get this, when I first started doing the TikTok Reels, I started losing so many followers, but I kept at it because I kind of felt like the followers I had, and this happens to every account with a lot of followers. There's a lot of people that just follow, but they don't interact with the creator. They're just there to see. And if anything like goes wrong, like the only time they'll interact, I've seen this before, whether it's like accounts that just watch but don't interact, or accounts that don't interact, but then when you upset them is when they interact. I get those a lot too. Sometimes I would get like these comments from people that I've never even seen or interacted with before, and they're just saying something negative. It's like, oh, now you show your head. So I think I lost, like, when I first started doing it 3 weeks ago, I think I lost like 200 to 300 followers. But the funny thing is, I gained them all back. But they're a different audience now. They're now people that like my face rather than saying, F this guy. You know what I mean? And when it comes to running a social media page with an audience, you gotta find ways to get rid of the people that are following you but don't like you, which is a weird thing, but it happens on the internet where people don't like you, but they'll follow you. And then they'll find an excuse to not like you again. And then they'll leave, or then they'll get upset in your comments or whatever. But if you create consistently and you make yourself, your face becomes the brand, the people that stay or the people that follow you, they like you. And they like what you create, and they see what you've created, and they're like, this guy is awesome. So what's great about TikTok Reels is they shoot your content out to a lot of people for you to start building this audience base that like you, rather than that one guy, that one person that, okay, that one meme was good, but the rest, oh God, all right, this upset me, I'm out. You know what I mean? So I lost like 300 followers in the last 3 weeks, and I didn't stop. And then I gained them all back, and they all know who I am, and they all interact. I've never had so many comments on a creation since recently, which is very interesting to see. I was like, man, I think like Instagram was like, your engagement rate has shot up by like 300% in the last 4 weeks. I'm like, wow, I could have touched the lives of all these people. But I refused to dance on a TikTok reel. Is that what was going on? Oh, I've been missing out. So I still want to do the live streams. I mess with you. You're funny. What's up, bro? Facts. Jonathan, what's up? Zimeda Del Pino, what's going on, guys? All right, let's wrap this up. I wanted to go live just to say what's up and just to give you guys an update on the TikTok Reels content that we're putting out there now. So with that being said, guys, don't forget, if you want to support and continue seeing some amazing TikTok Reels here from the Manny Garavito studio, support the podcast. All right, go to miamicomedy.com/shop, okay? And get yourself some Miami Comedy shirts. All right, so here's the white one, okay? Clean, pressed, quality, okay? I got the good stuff. All right, these have been selling very well. I want to thank everybody that's gotten them. They've been selling more online than in person, which is the first time. So if you go to miamicomedy.com/shop, or if you go to any of our events, you'll see in the ticketing options the ability to purchase a shirt. It'll help me a lot. It's kind of like my way of putting a product out there for you guys to support, and I send you something back. Okay, and what's great about these flamingo designs, not only are they NFTs, but they're also a recreation of the multiverse Manny, right? A different thing is always on this guy's hands. He's always wearing different glasses, a different background, a different shirt, different outfit. He's got swagger. And if you put it on, you can have that same swagger too. So, miamicomedy.com/shop is how you get your shirts. Tonight's comedy show, we will be over at Thank You Miami in Little Havana. That show will be at 9 o'clock. We've got a great lineup and a very special guest host. Tomorrow night, we are at the One on Sunset. That is a restaurant over in the Coral Gables, US 1 area. And then on Sunday, we're back at the Tipsy Flamingo, one of the best cocktail bars in downtown Miami. All right, guys, thank you. It's good to be back. I appreciate you supporting everything that is Miami Comedy. I've got a lot more to come. Oh, and by the way, we've got a brand new Tuesday night. Were you there? Were you there Tuesday night over at NDA Wynwood? By the way, shout out to Dom's Brickle. That show is still popping. Comedian JJ is still one of the best comics hosting that room. But now we've got an option in Wynwood. So now you can either go to Brickle or Wynwood on a Tuesday night. So the Brickle and Wynwood shows are at 9 o'clock. The Brickle place is Dom's, and the Wynwood place is NDA Wynwood. It's right behind the Mad Butcher. You know where the Panther Coffee and Koyo Taco is? Right before Scotch and Soda, I believe it to be Scotch and Soda, is the Mad Butcher. All right, they've got food, they've got cocktails. In the back, there's this speakeasy lounge called NDA. It's beautiful. It's got a stage, it's got lounge seating, bottle service, cocktails, beers. It's a great-looking lounge. And our first show was an absolute success. It was standing room only. Standing room only. Oh, I got to give a round of applause for that, too. All right, y'all. that is it for the podcast. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's good to be back. I will try to start doing these a lot more consistently like I did before. I'm trying to get into the groove and the habit of it all, okay? It's a lot of work to put the content out there, but gosh darn it, we're doing it, all right? So that Miami can laugh every day. See you guys next time.